Hello friends, this is my third video lecture on SQL, and in this lecture I will be explain what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, and what is relational model. Okay, so the first question, what is DBMS? What is DBMS? DBMS is a database management system. So DBMS is a software which used to maintain and manage databases. What is DBMS? DBMS stands for Database Management System. So what is DBMS all about? It is nothing but it is a software. It is a software. Which type of software? It is a software which is used to maintain and manage database. Okay. DBM is just a software which is used to maintain and manage database. What is database? I explained in my previous lecture. Just go through that. So DBMS is a software which used to manage database. Why we use DBMS? Okay, so if we have database, then um, it must be managed by someone. In your traditional database, the registrar of the college or someone who manages the database. The same here is the same here. If you have a database, then there must be someone who manages that. So here the DBMS is the software which used to manage the database. So what is SQL? SQL is not here to manage the database. SQL is just a language to communicate with DBMS. SQL is just a language to communicate with DBMS in order to manage the database. Okay, it is clear. So DBMS provides some functionalities. DBMS provides some functionalities. The two important factors provided by DBMS are security and authorization. So what is this? Let me draw with one diagram first. So this is the diagram which makes you very clear. Now here you can see what is this? This is a query language. Okay, this is a query language. This is our DBMS. What is DBMS? DBMS is a software. Why we use this software? Why we use this software? To manage database. To manage database. What is this? Is database. This is database. Okay, to maintain this database we use DBMS. Okay, to how to manage this database using DBMS? We use query language. We use query language in order to manage this database using the DBMS. Now DBMS has some its functionalities. Okay, DBMS has some its functionalities which is used to maintain database. DBMS provides some functionalities like security. DBMS here provides the security. DBMS here provides the authentication. What security means? If you have database, then it must be secure, right? So here DBMS provides some logging validation. Okay, you cannot directly access this database. If you want to access this database, you have to log in first. Okay, so who will provide this? The DBMS. Here the DBMS will provide this functionality. So what is authentication? Authentication is just same what is security. No one else can access your data if they don't have privilege to access that. Okay, now here this is most important to know that here in DBMS data will be stored in the form of, here let me write first, here in DBMS data will be stored in the form of files. Okay, data is stored in the form of files. Data will be stored in the form of files. In DBMS data will be stored in the form of files. Okay, so this is all about the DBMS. I think you have understand that what is DBMS. Now come to what is RDBMS. Let me clear first so that I can explain you what is RDBMS. Okay, just wait. I have to clear it. to understand you what is RDBMS. Okay, now what is RDBMS? So RDBMS, the definition is exactly the same as what ever the definition of DBMS. Okay, I will explain you in very easy way. Okay, here what was DBMS stands for database management system. Here RDBMS stands for relational database management system. The only new word that is added, which is relational. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. So why it is called Relational Database Management System, I will be explained, don't panic. It is a type of software where the data will be stored in the form of tables. Okay, why it is called relational database? Here you came to know. It is called Relational Database Management System because it will store the data in the form of tables. Previously, what I said, DBMS stores the data in the form of files. Okay, DBMS stores the data in the form of files, whereas RDBMS stores the data in the form of tables. So this is the basically the basic difference of DBMS and RDBMS is what the DBMS stores the data in the form of files, where RDBMS stores the data in the form of tables. Um, all the features is exactly the same. DBMS also provides the security and authorization, and the RDBMS also provide the uh, security and authorization. Okay, let me compare both so that you can understand very easily. So this is the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. It makes you very clear about the DBMS and RDBMS. Okay, so this is the previous diagram which I shown for the DBMS. Okay, this is the previous diagram. Now this is the new diagram for RDBMS. So what is the difference? Previously I said this is DBMS. Let me write here so it will be very clear. This is DBMS. What is this? This is RDBMS. Here in DBMS the files is stored in the form of the data will be stored in the form of files. Here in RDBMS, the data will be stored in the form of tables, so that it is called RDBMS. Here the data is stored in the form of files, so it is called DBMS. Okay, so this is the basic difference between these both. Okay, now the industry use not this. Okay, the industry uses RDBMS. Why industry uses RDBMS? Because RDBMS stores the data in the form of table. Okay, so whatever the data that is stored in the form of table will be easily accessible. Okay, but the data which is stored in the form of files is not be easily accessible. So now the industry uses RDBMS, and yes, exactly, we use the SQL software to communicate with the RDBMS. Here the query language that we use is SQL. Okay, here the query language that we use is SQL, and with SQL we will communicate with RDBMS. Okay, RDBMS. So this is the overview of DBMS and RDBMS. I hope you will be understanding this. Okay, then okay. Now the third topic, what is relational model? This is very interesting. Uh, just wait. I will be clear this so that I can explain you what is relational model. Okay. So I am cleaning this while you can take the screenshot of this also. Okay, so relational model, uh, okay, wait. Relational model is a concept which is designed by EF Code. Here EF Code is a scientist. He was a data scientist who invented the relational model. In relational model, whatever the data is stored will be storing in the form of table. Okay, in relational model, whatever the data will be stored it must be stored in the form of table. So any DBMS software which follows relational model becomes RDBMS. Okay, because if in any database the data will be stored in the form of table, okay, in the form of table, then obviously it will become what? RDBMS. As I said before, in RDBMS, how, in which way it will store the data? It will store the data in the form of table. Okay, so what relational model said, to become a table to be relational model, or to become a table to be a relational model, it must be designed in such a way so that all the data in must be in the form of table. Okay, so any DBMS software which follows relational model, it becomes RDBMS. Okay? In RDBMS, all the data will be stored in the form of table. Okay, what I want to explain you this. Okay, see this. I want to explain you this. If any DBMS software, okay, if any DBMS software, okay, follow the relational model, if any DBMS software follow the relational model, okay, relational model, relational model. If any DBMS software follow the relational model, then it will become what? Then it will become RDBMS. Then it will become RDBMS. Okay, then it will become RDBMS. Now you guys know, in RDBMS, in what type the data will be stored. In RDBMS, the data will be stored in the form of tables. So these are very important, guys. Please make sure that you remember this always. In RDBMS, all the files will be stored in the form of tables. So this is all about the relational model. EF code also given four rules about how to design the relational model. So in next video series, I will be explain you what are the rules which was given by EF code to design a relational table. Okay, this is the most important part. So please see the next video. Okay, and please subscribe. Okay, thank you so much.